Hey everyone, I'm Brett, and welcome to Nightwood Guns. Today we are looking at the most efficient and effective comp I have tested on the channel so far, the Parker Mountain Machine Ultra Comp. Now, after I go over what makes this quite possibly the best compensator in its category, I'm also going to tell you why I'm actually taking it off the gun, so be sure to stay tuned for that. I also have a very exciting announcement. My patrons heard it first, but we have a brand new channel sponsor here at Nightwood Guns, and it's so cool when you have a product that you already did an unbiased review of that you loved and you use all the time, and that company becomes a sponsor for the channel. And that company is DPM Systems. So DPM Systems makes these recoil reduction systems for handguns that are incredibly awesome. If you are running a comped or ported gun, you need one of these systems. It's the secret sauce to getting it shooting as flat and as soft as possible. It's what I run in all of my comped and ported guns to bring them up to the next level. And even if you're not running a comped or ported gun, I still highly recommend them, especially in defensive firearms, because the way that they're designed, it actually reduces the chances of a limp wrist malfunction when shooting from unconventional positions, or if you can't get a perfect grip on the gun in your time of need. I have one of these systems in every single one of my defensive handguns, both for concealed carry and home defense, and I strongly recommend them, and I recommended them before they were a sponsor. Now, to my YouTube manual reviewer, they are not a gun dealer or a gun store, and this is not some kind of crazy gun part. They manufacture springs, but just because you guys like running gun channels through the ringer, I'm still going to be careful about how I promote them, so be sure to head over to the .com that is DPM Systems. YouTube also doesn't like discount codes in this category of channel, so while I don't have a discount code, if I had one, it'd be really cool if it was 10% off your DPM system. And if I had a discount code, I think I would make it Nightwood. So never hurts to try typing something in to see if it does anything. Other than that, in the links in the description below, you can find my Patreon if you'd like to directly support the channel, and you can find my books on Amazon. Wrote a couple of fictional short novels with some great gun action in them. I think you'd really like them, and be sure to leave reviews for them when you're done reading. Now let's take a look at the PMM Ultra Comp. So this is a dual port compensator, and while Parker Mountain Machine is mostly known for their micro comps, their little single port comps that don't add a lot of length to the gun, I have found that most single port comps just take the bite out of a gun. It's not necessarily going to make it significantly softer or flatter shooting, just takes the bite out, makes it a little easier to shoot well. But the more ports or chambers you start adding to these comps, the better they get. And this one's certainly no exception. Now, the first thing that always comes up with compensators is, what are you compensating for? No, the first thing that comes up with compensators is reliability. Did I have any reliability issues testing this? I put 115 grain and 124 grain Blazer brass through it, along with 124 grain plus P HSTs. With the OEM spring, had no malfunctions. And of course, once I put the DPM soft captured system in there, this thing just purred. It's the secret sauce to making this thing so much more effective. So of course, I captured some slow-mo footage of this thing running, so let's check it out. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys, in hand, this thing feels significantly better than the Agency Arms Sage Dynamic Compensator, and it even feels better than the Radian Ramjet Afterburner combo. Not by much, but enough to be noticeable. And when I was posting the reviews of those other compensators, people were jumping in the comments about this PMM Ultra Comp, saying that it was gonna do better, and guys, you were right. If you don't mind adding the additional length of that second port on this PMM Ultra, then I 100% recommend it. The performance is superb. And if you're already running an X300 on your gun, then you can afford that length anyways, and makes it actually look a little better too. It balances out the aesthetics of the gun if you're running that light. Now, just to give you an idea of how well the Ultra Comp works, I ran a 5x5 drill with it, which is 5 shots in a 5-inch circle at 5 yards with the Ultra Comp and the DPM recoil reduction system in it. So let's take a look and see how it performed. Come on up. Now, I talked about this in my Sage Dynamics comp review and the Radian Afterburner review, and it's hitting the point of diminishing returns and the cost value benefit of getting something like this. Now, this was, I think, $355 for the barrel and compensator combo. You have to get the PMM barrel for the PMM comp, so you're committed to the whole package. As far as getting $355 worth of performance out of it, at this level, when you start throwing comps on guns, you have to start paying a lot of money to get a little bit of performance. You're going to get the most performance gain out of technique, out of grip strength, everything like that. Stuff like comps and the DPM recoil reduction systems are, once you've built up those fundamentals, it makes it easier for you to shoot well, to just get over that plateau a little more by making a gun softer shooting, a little less muzzle rise, make it return to zero a little faster. So the PMM Ultra Comp is worth the money, just like the Radian Afterburner is worth the money, just like the Sage Dynamics Comp is worth the money. It's worth the money to get that little bit of performance to help get you over a plateau. Even inexperienced shooters, this is going to make the gun easier for you to shoot well. You're not gonna have to worry about as much of a recoil impulse in your hands. So while I 100% recommend this compensator, it is so well machined, finished, and built. These guys at PMM are passionate, and the thing that I love about them is how they get objective data. They'll put the gun in a vise, and they'll measure how far the muzzle rise goes in the vise, to have actual objective data to back up their designs. That being said, I've got 3 negatives on this compensator and barrel combo, and one of which is actually making me take it off the gun. So I always start with the nitpicky stuff first, and people give me a hard time about this. I'm sorry, I'm just very persnickety. And that is the finish on the barrel is wearing a lot faster than other finishes. This is a PVD finish, so it's not like the Radian Ramjet that's a DLC finish that holds up pretty darn well. This PVD coating wore pretty much in the first 10 rounds. Is that a big deal? Absolutely not, but this is a 100% honest channel, so figured I would mention it and be transparent. Number 2 is going to be the install. You need to red Loctite this on there. You need to time it and clock it properly using shims, and it needs to be exactly 100% lined up, or else it will cause malfunctions, because one of the corners on the comp is going to catch the slide and cause a malfunction. And once you have it all in place, you got to red Loctite it down, so you're committed to it. There's no easy on and off with this comp. You'll have to move the barrel around in the slide when you're cleaning it, and to get the bore brush down there. So minor inconvenience, but definitely a big pain in the butt to install it. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even bother trying to install it. I don't have the time to get frustrated with shims and start launching tools around in my garage out of frustration. So while it may be easy for a lot of you guys out there, I didn't want to deal with it. Took it to my local gunsmith who does them all the time, and he had it done for me in about an hour. And then the final negative, the reason I'm actually taking it off the gun, is I have found in my testing with compensators and ports, the more effective a compensator is, or the more effective ports are, the more of a point of impact shift you are going to get when shooting different loads. So I zeroed my dot with this compensator at 10 yards with my 124 grain standard pressure blazer brass ammunition. That is what I train with, so zeroed it to that. Once I was all done with my testing and I was ready to run my hollow points through it, I put my 124 plus P HSTs in there. And for example, with the Radian Ramjet Afterburner combo, the point of impact shift between the plus P and the standard pressure was maybe a 1/4 inch, maybe at most a 1/2 inch. It was not a big deal. Now the PMM Ultra Comp must be a little too good at redirecting the gases, because this, I'm not even kidding you, had like a 6-inch point of impact shift between my training ammo and my plus P carry ammo. When I zeroed this thing to my plus P ammo, it was shooting 6 inches low and to the right with the standard pressure training ammo. And I look for consistency between my training ammo and my defensive ammo so that I don't have to, mark on my turrets where each load doesn't have to remember to move it over to that spot. Depending on what I'm shooting, I like my defensive stuff to be consistent and easy. So to me, that was a deal breaker. I think if you are shooting competition or shooting targets or chasing challenge coins, this compensator is 100% the way to go. Also, if you carry standard pressure ammo, this is 100% the way to go. That way it's gonna have less of a point of impact shift between your training ammo and your carrying ammo. But for me, I like to have a lot of muzzle velocity in my carry ammo, And because of that, this compensator is just not a good fit for me, but it's probably gonna be a good fit for you. But if you want the best comp, or you were already considering the Ultra Comp from Parker Mountain Machine, I 100% recommend it. Go out, get it now, do not hesitate. And also don't forget to head over to the .com that is DPM Systems to pick yourself up a DPM recoil reduction system to go along with your compensator, and try out Nightwood as a discount code, see what happens. And also be sure to sign up and create an account on their website. That'd really mean a lot to me and to them. I hope you enjoyed the video, everyone. It was great seeing you again, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm Brett, and this was Nightwood Guns. Nightwood out.